Things, cultivators, how for you? So, if you had a friend that lived through a time that the sun shut off and he has his memories, if you've ever heard things like blood quintessence, yesterday, going out of my morality state to get you to listen, um, um, gave me anxiety and hurt my feelings. If you're watching this or flying those or live in a staged home when you don't know who built it and all the families that lived in it before you, like actually, and have pictures of them on your wall of everybody that's lived in your home before you have, you are responsible for bleeding my quintessence. Thank you, you fucking assholes. But and your welcome was the $33 that were spent on helping me when I forgot my wallet, and I really do appreciate it. I really needed that to help me fight my defense mechanism of the one you've created through your insults by following procedures too much. It's disgusting. Now, so if you have a cat that's aggressive or having personality mood swings, if you take a piece of tomato example and you create the right humidex, like the same one that the I don't know the same one that's created by it at nighttime or by the early morning fog. It will create a push and pull of bugs out of it without them ever seeding in it in the first place. Okay? Now, the mother of them that planted that seed pulls them through, we'll say, the equal knots. Okay? And she doesn't like you just eating her seeds. You're not doing anything from it. You're literally feeding your dog chicken beef potatoes, chicken beef potatoes, chicken beef potatoes, and you're throwing some carrots and a little bit of other shit in there. So if you were to exfoliate them properly, when you think of what different ones do in different atmospheres, you may think that, wow, these ones need cold, this one needs hot to make the microbiology appear or activate. You may need to do it as they would in an old day with, I call it exfoliation, to blend two types together so that one spirit that's mad at me for just eating her tomato will know that I'm just bleeding her baby's quintessence, but unlike you, I'm going to lift them up with a brand new fabric of reality and essence. Unlike me, I'm still in jail for being assaulted by police officers. And you terrify me. You've never lifted me up. Egyptologists think you should listen to everything I say. But you can't even talk to me about what's really going on. So if you're crushing your seeds in your bowl, or you choose to cook, if you do me a favor, we'll say for your cat because you like it more than an adult male. I make you jealous or afraid, and I'm a humble empath. It's fucking crazy, man. You should see her face, bro. So if you were to add, I don't know, get one of those little cherry tomatoes, but like one of the yellow ones, okay? The one with the shadow essence in it. You can see it when you hold it up to the light bulb. And you get one of those. It tastes fucking horrible, bro. why don't you add some turmeric or curry to it and make it taste even worse? And then with your prismatic of colors through everything that you're doing to not make eye contact with me or to watch me on hidden cameras, use all that energy that you have behind the scenes and mix the things like that with natural remedies, not a molecular compound or chemical reaction, but I would like you to create it in your body through your taste buds. Because some of the spirits that are with me right now, they can change the chemical makeup of an orange to a grapefruit, just like that. One's for males, one's for females. But my taste says, man, for some reason, I need to add grapes to this because my palate, my mouth is dirty with bitter acid, COVID acid, plaque buildup that makes half of a tree rot, stuff that cinnamon makes poop go down, other things make it go up. Did you know when you sexual release, what do you think it does to the planet in regards to your human body with the spirit in it? When you're unbloodifying your quintessence without any kind of bell being hit for you. You're dinging it all by yourself. Do you think that it makes you lighter and the earth heavier? Because if you do, you're bang on. Now let's talk about a dry, barren land with no fucking plant life on it. And something that doesn't even have monkeys, or something that nobody's gonna jack off and hardly even gets off. Like, I don't know, a spiky lizard on 4 feet. Like, nobody's gonna go and start jacking it off or playing with its vagina. So if we were to take some dirt from our area and find the culture underneath it, by moving it there, we're bringing wet dirt with the humidex. Now we're going to piss and shit all over it and throw our other stuff on it. We're going to bring the ivy or the CO2 bearing nighttime breathers, the closed plants. We're going to allow them to exfoliate dew where it's just freezing cold there. We need some humidity, not freezing cold. Huge difference. You may only know that if you're a military person wrapped in a tinfoil blanket, or a homeless person that didn't get groceries bought for them by you one time. So we know if we take sand from there and put it here, that's a good idea. It's very humble. And if you took a call member with you, you would be a mentor, almost a centaurship, kind of like a censorship, but that's kind of like what you would want if you don't offer me your heart's desires for me to speak them to you in order for you to understand that what's happened on this planet with war never ending could empty the houses, man. Put the females on the top of the pyramid and have one floor where there's a divide of males and females for the girls that would like to maybe come down to woo or to not be pestered by all these guys at like Tillicum Park. So sorry, I was just talking to a bad guy. But if if you look at the female aspect as being like, we'll say moon, because we know that the sun pulls up blood and the humidex from the mushrooms actually warms the trees. We're gonna pretend that we all already know that. It's basic physics, man. Okay, so now this is where you can help me with your ingenious media presence and ability to connect and network with your peers, where, again, you can't look at yourself in the mirror. So that means I can only look at you in the back of your heads. Great work. I'll be like a wolf pushing the pack forward. Who's a good pact? Keep going. Don't stop. Ever. If you make one little decision in a year from now, that little decision will still have a little difference. But if you make a big one, you might come across a big difference. And if you keep doing that every day, eventually those little differences are going to nip you in the butt to the point where you can tap me on the shoulder, and then I can tap my friends on their shoulders, and oh wait, so if the girls were on the top of the pyramid being seasonal bleeders, which never happened before, okay, this is new, okay, then what we could do is we could think about how that would affect with the stinky males at the bottom, helping push their stuff, like kind of like a high rise. But we're gonna let you imagine for a minute. We're gonna take the, I don't know, what's that base? I don't know if it has a name. I think there's 51 of them. But if we were to take all those areas around there where there's like mountain looking things with like flat tops, and we were to start like digging down, you know what I mean? Then it could connect to all your garbage at Denver Airport for innovations that's not just going to house stagnant water with corpse plaque in it, that I wouldn't eat your vegetable crops. The only reason I am is because you're fucking forcing me to. I can't believe your parents let you eat it. It's disgusting. But we can't change the past. Some people say never even look at it. Pretend that it doesn't even exist, man. So if we were to start taking the old dried up rivers, and I don't know, dig them out deeper, what do you think that would look like? And tell me, with your ingenious personalities, if we were to skim the top layer, because we know crop circles or crop rotations are important, but I've lived in this one particular town my entire life, and I have seen garbage rotation. Garbage. So to fix your Neanderthal ways, would you skim the top and in the desert put a ring around it, and then skim the next layer down, which would probably be, I don't know, carbon dated, probably, years ago. We'll just put those corpses, we'll burn them later and say sorry to their families that you were having to eat their vegetables. This soil's so forgiving, though, they'll understand. Different kind of quintessence in that one. But we'll keep digging down, and we'll find a variance of the crop rotation flip. And then you can just imagine a little sandbar, and then the crop rotation tip, we'll call it from the dexterity down. And we'll just keep going with that. And we'll just keep doing it. We can allow the trees to grow and root and weave between the sand. Trees enjoy that. And from all your miraculous innovative ideas, we can figure out what you figure we should use in our kind of like snow machine, but kind of not, once you're ready to never mind. So you can just imagine the innovative of taking the upside down mountain that we're only using 3 inches of soil on and taking it to somewhere that we could saturate and embody love into the soil and not square it, Masons, not plummet, idiots. And little peepholes in there for sonification. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we had spill in the valleys for water and all those bases for that? Like, you don't have enough helicopters to save the remaining half of the world. Fraser Help was this year the disaster guy. He didn't even talk about disasters. Like, let's try to prevent them, bro. Now let's pretend for a second that you're exfoliating your food to your cat. In Egyptian times, the cats were supposed to fend off the bad guys. And what do you think that they would have been feeding on or fed to in order to make the bad guys purable, lovable, like you? Okay, do you know what Renee is? Or Renette? Okay, what Renette is it's you taking the male cow that you're butchering, okay? You take its stomach acid and then you pour it in the female cow in her dairy. And then you're feeding it to people with hormonal issues. That strikes me as so creepy and weird. But you didn't know, so you can't get in trouble. That's bad. Okay? If one person needs a few glasses of milk, and milk is there for like a motherly hug when the bad guys are bleeding your quintessence every day from their neglect. You can look at yourself in the mirror right now. Okay? You haven't done enough. Not even close. You have a glass of milk or you have cheese if you need a fucking hug. My mom can't even look at me in the face for how you guys have fucking just fucked everything up. If you think something's wrong, come and ask me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why it's wrong too. Fucking, I'll hit that right in the head. I'll even pay off their karmic debt for them. Because you're sure as fuck not going to. Now, let's again think about the bad guys. Wouldn't it be interesting to see who would want to move to our giant pyramid we're creating and who hesitates it? Like, you can try to bribe them if you wanted to, just for fun, to bleed the bad guys' quintessence, not the good guys. You can promise them pretty girls, pretty boys. You can offer them food, companionship. You can offer them love and colors of blacks and blues. You can tell them that in reality we can build a boat big enough that it would be like a floating island, that when there's wakes in the ocean, it'll make the aircraft carrier. That's fucking stupid, but it would literally be able to go on top of four. You know what I mean? Like so simply, but we can move their whole farm with them if they want. Their house, their dog. It's like a permanent holiday. They can even come back if they want. Like we should be able to bribe them to come and join a community to see how they interact with the community. Because you know, if somebody that has done something bad wouldn't even know how to react off it properly in community, they would just have issues. They would like glitch out. If they have an issue coming, that means they're one of those people that would, if they were in your spot or your boss's spot, would either continue creating wars, continue fucking the whores, and all that bad stuff in between. Some presidents said, we wish something would happen that was bigger and more magic than humans to help humans with connectivity. If every human that was living had the access to come there and to work, bringing our best stuff over and back, there would be so much traffic going every way. The water, the old ways. There's just so much good with the world, only in song. And every way I look, I see two splits. And to me, your head hangs opposite right. So cheer up. So I'll cheer up. And then let me serenade you with accents, music. Oh, and think about all the cool stuff we would dig up while we're moving stuff. Like our culture could be depicted off old culture. Okay, when you were in school, like grade 1, I like making you remember the past. Did you ever have to do that project where you had to create an invention? Okay, well, in the future, you'd be doing emotional therapy as kids. You would be creating those inventions on paper. Hell, you'd, instead of doing those exams you do in school to see how smart you are, all the way through that people hate, or the SATs and all that crap, you would just be asked to create innovations. And then the adults would take your writing or your drawings from when you're a kid, and they would start innovating them into culture. And then do you know what those kids would do when they're adults to your great grandkids? Through their humble demeanor and empathability, sent back down by one generation, because they're dead now. We did one too many greats, but your legacy would still be living on. And imagine if you came back as an animal. Would you be a trannied cow? Or would you be a loving and kind spirit? Because your purpose was met on quintessence bigger than you, knowing that future generations wouldn't have to get theirs bled out of them or turn into a lawnmower man. Masons. Anyways, I've offered you too much to think about. In my humble opinion, you can't use any of this against me in the court of wrong. Posture up. Be brave. And remember, I'm like the dentist. I work for you. Stay motivated. You're the best, bro.